New York is in trouble, Duke. The alien scum have taken over the areas around Liberty Island.
Looks like I'm gonna have to show you how it's done. Ooh, what a temporal mess.
We've done Time to Kill and Land of the Babes. Time to finish the Duke console trilogy with 0 Hour. Truth be told, while I do understand where the whole console trilogy comes from, it doesn't actually make sense. 0 Hour is a totally different game from its PS1 cousins. Those were Tomb Raider clones, and this is more of a standard third-person action game. It might have sounded like I said the same thing twice, but there is a difference, and it's in the movement, which I am going to come back to later. Other than that, this wasn't even made by N64, or an American company for that matter. It was made by the British studio Eurocom. They made Dead Space Extraction and the GoldenEye remake for the Wii. Let's start the game.
New York is in trouble, Duke. The alien scum have taken over the areas around Liberty Island. Without immediate intervention, they'll get the whole damn city. Your helicopter is waiting. Go kick some ass.
Looking good, pal. Who the hell are you, my evil twin? I'm you, genius, only back in time. Now hear me. Aliens have traveled into Earth's past to try and change history. I went back and fought them, but my time machine was destroyed, and I can no longer chase them through time. As a result of their tampering, your timeline will experience temporal disruptions. The military of your future should have time travel technology, but how you get there is your problem. But remember, if you don't go back in time and make things right, Earth's history will forever change, and mankind could be wiped out. Well, so much for my vacation time.
And so our journey begins, with a training course. Okay, now it's time for the movement. Getting around in 0 Hour feels stiff. It's in the jumping. Pressing jump from a standstill will have Duke winding up for a jump, resulting in a second delay, which feels unnatural. It doesn't happen when you do a running jump, so it can be remedied to a certain extent. Landing, on the other hand, can't be. Every time Duke lands from a height, he does a little landing animation, cancelling all momentum, stopping you dead in your tracks. I guess they wanted to compensate for this and gave Duke a ridiculous amount of air control. Other than that, movement is quite basic. The only thing you need to remember is Duke does not accelerate. The moment you press one of the C buttons, he instantly starts moving at top speed. It can sometimes mess you up when you try to correct close to a ledge after a jump. As for the aiming, we have a very interesting auto-aim. It only snaps on horizontally, so if you're aiming too high or too low, you miss. Another oddity with aiming is that your shots don't always go where your crosshair is, but this is only a problem if you can select your weapons. Switching weapons is mapped to left and right of the D-pad. This makes it hard to select weapons mid-combat. All in all, we are far removed from the control of Time to Kill and Land of the Babes, where Duke's movement was slow and weighty. This is more quick and stiff. There is a sex joke somewhere there. Let's head out on our mission.
It ain't no bike, but it sure beats the hell out of walking.
Due to the alien defenses, we're placed in a car park and need to make our way over to Liberty Island. But on our way out, Lonnie tells us about an underground tunnel to the island. Fighting through the New York streets and saving some babes, we encounter a group of soldiers who are held up in a Duke burger.
Well, it looks like the crap has hit the fan.
The aliens have a base in the Statue of Liberty, but we can't get anywhere near it.
Looks like I'm gonna have to show you how it's done.
There's a way to the statue from the subway, but you gotta cut the power to the gates. Take this code card to the electrical substation.
Well, we fight through the streets and take the tunnel to the Statue of Liberty. While we conquer this Amazonian lady, I'm going to address the visuals. The technical side of the visuals are bog standard for the N64. Segmented models, blurry anti-alias textures, and fog... never mind. There is no fog. Scrap that, this game looks good. I have the expansion pack inserted, so I get to pick between the normal visuals with a higher frame rate, or better visuals with a slightly lower frame rate. Let's compare the two. Here's the low-res mode. Okay, now here is the high-res mode. You might have noticed two things. The frame rate was dog shit in the high-res mode, and the resolutions look about the same. So low-res it is. On the design side, however, things are looking a lot better actually. There is a nice variety of locations, between the wide streets of New York, the crumbling nuked remains of New York, the wild wild west of California, and the cramped streets of Victorian London. I really like the change of scenery. It keeps the game looking fresh. The 2D art also looks good, but I can't shake the feeling that some of the textures look familiar, so everything looks to par. Hey Duke, how's that statue going?
Cool. Ooh, what a temporal mess.
You maniacs! You blew it up! No time to mourn. The future is not so bright. Most of Earth's population has been turned into zombies. We need to activate the beacon and regroup with the remainder of the resistance.
Oh, how can I ever repay you?
My sink needs cleaning.
Let's see if I can light this thing up.
Coming, Duke.
Damn it, what have these guys got against my rides?
We just walk it over to their base. Once there, the aliens are about to begin their assault. Rushing over, we temporarily push them back. But a more permanent solution is needed. Heading through a side passage, we make it into the base. Here we find the controls of the turrets.
Hurry it up, Duke. There's a second wave of aliens heading straight for us. Let's get the defense system up and running first.
Say the word. Peggy didn't exist back then. With the defenses up and running, we defeat the Hog Boss and get sent back to the past. Samurai Duke.
We've managed to locate a big time disturbance in the 1800s. And like they say, there's gold in them there hills. Our time machine is experimental at this point. You'll have to make do with a local weaponry.
I need your clothes, your boots, and your horse. Forget the horse.
For the second time, we need to make our way into a vault in the Wild Wild West. While Duke does that, I want to quickly praise the audio of the game. It's not the quality I'm surprised by, but more the sheer amount for a cartridge game. John St. John and Lonnie Manella provided a bunch of lines.
I ain't ready for a gravestone yet. Move it! Move it! I'm freezing my nuts off! Is that all you got?
What a hero!
I'll thank you later, big guy.
Oh, Duke, I knew you'd come.
On the music side, each era has 2 songs and 1 boss track. There is a nice variety between the music styles of the tracks. My gripe is more that the songs feel repetitive. You hear the same motif several times and the game does not switch between songs mid-level. They are serviceable, but not really anything praiseworthy. I wonder how Duke is doing with that vault.
We've analyzed the aliens' plan, Duke. They intend on detonating a massive bomb at the Earth's core, destroying the planet. You've got to find that bomb and deactivate it.
They're gonna blow the whole damn planet? That sucks. Maybe I can cut them off at the fort.
Hold it right there, cowboy. You're under arrest.
You don't get it. There's no time
Save
for...
it for the judge.
It'd be a shame to shoot the women folk. I'll come quietly, for now.
We need to put a stop to the aliens' plan. Thankfully, a lizard opens the cell door for us. Okay, step 1 of our escape. Summon some bait power and pull the levers. It seems those sheriffs who arrested us are eager to help, after getting captured themselves. We make our way through a hole in a cell. Entering the cave, we get a call from Lonnie. The aliens are making a new kind of cyborg soldier. Not for long they aren't. They're using a paddle steamer as a floating factory. After an amphibian assault and finding the bloody door, sneaky buggers, we make our way in, kill every single one of those cyborg lizards, and make our way out via teleporter. The teleporter seems to take us to some kind of fort, dodging some artillery and storming the fort. We die 20 minutes into the level and need to restart from the beginning, because this game has no mid-level checkpoints. These levels are too big for their own good. Eventually, we encounter a fellow human.
I say the only good Nukem is a dead Nukem. Hey, asshole, time for your last stand.
Who is that? I know I'm pissing some people off with that, so let me put it into perspective. St. Angelo will never fall. Let's head down to stop that bomb. Shit!
Well done, Duke, but I'm afraid it's not over yet. With that scheme foiled, the aliens have come up with another cunning plan. They've gone back to Victorian England and unleashed a hideous alien virus that feeds on the nervous tissue of corpses, bringing them back to life. Anyone who is dead is now part of their zombie army, and the aliens use them to take over the world. There's an army of them camped outside this base right now. You must go back and stop all this from ever happening. We've got the time machine adjusted so that you can take back some of your own equipment this time, and we'll send more through when we can. Good luck. The future of the world is in your hands again.
Victorian England it is. Because we got sent back with some of our weapons, that's bullshit by the way, we start with just a blaster, the time machine got fried. They can't bring us back to the future, part 2, but they have picked up the signal of another time machine. So that's where we're headed. Say, where are we? Bucks Row. Sounds familiar. Oh, Whitechapel. Oh boy, that explains the barber's murder layer with the babe in it. This is a bit morbid for a Duke game. At least they don't show anybody getting murdered.
What the hell was that? Well, who better to rip a new one? Your ass, what's the difference?
Why did they make the body correct to how she was murdered? This game carries the Nintendo seal of approval. We enter a secret underground layer and find the time machine.
That might have been a one-way trip. Looks like it's me who blew it.
Okay, we need to find another way to get back to the future. Part 3. Wait a second. Didn't we need to stop a future zombie outbreak? Why are we trying to get back to the future? Anyway, we fight some more and find a way of contacting home.
Looking good, pal. Who the hell are you, my evil twin?
Shut
And
your
so,
hole.
the cycle continues. Escaping through a tunnel, we resurface in a cemetery. After witnessing some spooky dookie, we find a Zeppelin, which Duke boards to Scotland for... reasons? Even weirder is how we end up in a crate in the cargo bay.
The Phantom.
That's fucking bullshit, I had my fists out. Making it back through the entire level, we finally take the plane away from here. Thank God we landed in this nice moat. We aimlessly wander through the castle, flipping switches and opening doors with boulders, until we find this clever boy. You could say that he's the brains of the operation. He is all brains and no brawn, all mind and no body. Okay, I'll stop now. It's an indirect boss fight. More so a test of your skills gained throughout the game. Combat, platforming, puzzle solving, and everything combined.
Smell those traffic fumes. And no damn aliens. Time for some R&R. What the is going on?
Duke, what have you been doing? We've got monsters from the past and the future all over us. Someone must have sent a time machine into overdrive. That's the only thing that could have warped the fabric of space and time like this.
Oops, it must be the aliens trying one last time, right?
Yeah. There's an alien mothership flying over the Statue of Liberty. Let's take that down. But first, we need to fight our way through the streets and take care of these Duke clones. Never wear tighty whities in that one. Making it up an office building and scaling it further, we find a parked spaceship and take it up to the alien mothership, which we destroy from the inside out.
It is our destiny to take your planet, Nukem. It was predicted in the stars.
See here, the final boss. And see here, his strongest attack. He smashes the ground, causing Duke to stagger backwards. See here, my strongest attack. Formage. Stand in the middle of the building and walk left and right. He'll become confused and never land, allowing you to whittle him to death.
Well done, Duke. But I'm afraid it's not over yet.
Whoa, mama. Hail to the king, baby.
And that is Duke Nukem 0 Hour. Not a bad game, the controls can take some getting used to, but it's a fun adventure. I'm going to stay on the N64 for a first-person shooter. Finally some good art.